Lesson 28. This is The Kite from Days with Frog and Toad by Arnold Lobel, one of our favorites, little firsties. Our target skill this week is story structure, where we tell about the characters, the setting, and the plot in the story. The genre is a fantasy, which is a story that could not happen in real life, and as you read, you look for events that could not really happen and animals who talk and act like people, such as Frog and Toad. The Kite from Days with Frog and Toad by Arnold Lobel. Frog and Toad went out to fly a kite. They went to a large meadow where the wind was strong. "Our kite will fly up and up," said Frog. "It will fly all the way up to the top of the sky." "Toad," said Frog, "I will hold the ball of the string. You hold the kite and run." Toad ran across the meadow. He ran as fast as his short legs could carry him. The kite went up in the air. It fell to the ground with a bump. Toad heard laughter. 3 robins were sitting in a bush. "That kite will not fly," said the robins. "You may as well give up." Toad ran back to Frog. "Frog," said Toad, "this kite will not fly. I give up." "We must make a second try," said Frog. "Wave the kite over your head. Perhaps that will make it fly." Toad ran back across the meadow. He waved that kite over his head. The kite went up in the air and then fell down with a thud. "What a joke," said the robins. "That kite will never get off the ground." Toad ran back to Frog. "This kite is a joke," he said. "It will never get off the ground." "We have to make a third try," said Frog. "Wave the kite over your head and jump up and down. Perhaps that will make it fly." Toad ran across the meadow again. He waved the kite over his head. He jumped up and down. The kite went up in the air and crashed down into the grass. "That kite is junk," said the robins. "Throw it away and go home." Toad ran back to Frog. "This kite is junk," he said. "I think we should just throw it away and go home." "Toad," said Frog, "we need one more try. Wave the kite over your head, jump up and down, and shout, 'Up, kite, up!'" Toad ran across the meadow. He waved the kite over his head. He jumped up and down. He shouted, "Up, kite, up!" The kite flew into the air. It climbed higher and higher. "We did it!" cried Toad. "Yes," said Frog. "If a running try did not work, a running and waving try did not work, and a running, waving, and jumping try did not work, I knew that a running, waving, jumping, and shouting try just had to work." The robins flew out of the bush, but they could not fly as high as the kite. Frog and Toad sat and watched their kite. It seemed to be flying way up at the top of the sky. Our second story for Lesson 28 is an informational text, and it's called Measuring Weather. The genre for informational text means that it's going to give us facts about the topic, and we're going to find facts about weather in this article. The text focus is a graph. We've learned about this previously, but a graph is a drawing that uses numbers, colors, pictures, or symbols to give information. What does the graph on page 108 show? So pay attention to the page numbers. Measuring weather. There are different tools for measuring weather. Have you ever heard of a windsock? It shows which way the wind blows. A picture of it. A rain gauge measures how much rain falls. A large storm will bring a lot of rain. A thermometer measures temperature. Temperature is how warm or cool something is. On a hot day, you and your friends might like to ride bikes or play ball. On a cold day, you might want to put a coat on and play in the leaves or build a snowman. When you know the temperature, you know what to wear. Look at the bars across the graph. Each bar shows the temperature for a day. Which day was the hottest? Which day was the coolest? What was the temperature on the second day of the week? After listening to this story, can you think of different kinds of weather in our state that we live in?